Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here. So I got a question from George that's been sitting on my list of questions to answer for a while. I figured I'd answer it today, and he's got it kind of broken up into two parts. His question part says, I want to become stronger emotionally and become more independent from relationships and the usage of substance, porn, to numb pain. So that's like maybe his objective. And then his question is, or he's got here, he says, I'm a 17-year-old guy struggling with a few things, but this is about my emotions toward my ex and my own personal development. She gave me a whole list as to why and what triggered it, and it was an argument where I was sexist and she felt as if she couldn't change me and has given me enough chances to change. So we both agreed that I needed time to myself to fix my addiction and to reach my own personal goals. I later found out a few weeks ago that she started dating her best friend, and I was in despair. We're hitting on a lot of points here that of videos I've made here. And I was in despair because I felt as if it was my own time and change, that if with my own time and change could have won her back. There have been a few girls who have hit me up over the summer who want me, but I just don't want them, I want her. I know my own emotions are making me their bitch, and are blinding me from reaching my goals. How do I get her out of my head and heart and have pure focus on myself? I do spend a good amount of time with friends and have great times, but yet she still persists in my mind. I want to get over her. So there's a few things here. I'm going to go with the Stoic, since I was just doing a commentary on Seneca's letters to Lucius. You can check out the playlist there of those letters to get that Stoic mindset. So I'm going to go with that Stoic mindset and give you kind of the Stoic advice on this, which is to basically, let's start at the root of this, the base of this, which is that, and this is something that I was just reading, was that you should count everything in life that fortune has brought you as lost already. And for a lot of people, this is a difficult thing to do, and it's counterintuitive, and people will hate you for doing this to some degree. They'll be like, you're a heartless bastard. But honestly, like, everything that you have, you should already count it as lost and gone. And that doesn't mean that you despair about it. It's just that you've already visualized that it's gone, because everything is fucking temporary, right? There is nothing that is going to last forever. Even your health will not last forever, and you will die, and every relationship that you have will eventually end. It may sever when you die, it may sever when they die, it may sever for some other reason, but you have to realize that everything is temporal. Everything will disappear in time, right? And you can make a lot of money, and fortune can take all that money from you, and you can have success and have a career and have a job and have all these things, and those things can be taken from you. So if you treat something already, or everything in life, as already being lost, or having the ability to be lost, if you count it as lost already, you are going to find that you're much more happy and contented, and that you're going to start to develop this mindset, which I call treating everything like it's fucking gravy, right? Like, one of the things that my mantra I like to say in my life is that it's all fucking gravy. And what I mean by that is that, like, hey, I can breathe, I'm fucking above the ground, everything else is gravy, everything else is great, everything else that I get is just like brilliant, great, awesome, it's great, right? And so when you have that attitude, right, then things like this, like, I know you're young, you're 17, right? You've got this girlfriend, but you also see her as that, right? And again, it doesn't mean that you're heartless fucking bastard and you're like, oh, people just come and go out of my life and I don't give a shit. It just means this. It just means that, like, you're happy when she's in your life. And if she's not, then you're happy for her. You're happy that she can move on. Like, you're still contented, because that was just gravy. It was just bonus. It was never yours to have permanently to begin with anyway. And the time that you had there and that you enjoyed that was great, and it was awesome. And it's great when you have great people in your life. And when they have to leave your life, that's okay too, because there'll be more things that will come into your life, right? And that's just the basic framework of the attitude that you have to have, that is going to prevent you from having these heartbreaks, right? If you're just like, okay, whatever comes in life, it comes. And this is something that I struggled with for a long time. I was trying to control things. I was a control freak. I want to control people. I want to control relationships. I want to control fate. I want to control finances. I want to make sure that I have this shit fucking nailed down, right? And that's no good, because guess what? I can't nail down all the shit, right? You're putting one bolt in, fucking another one pops up. You're plugging one hole in the boat, another one pops up, right? You can't control all this shit, and you especially can't control people, and you can't control people's emotions, and you can't control all of these things. You even have a hard time controlling your own emotions. You can't even do that shit, right? You got to let them happen and let them go, okay? But my point is this, is that like once you stop doing that and when you stop controlling things and you're just willing to let things come into your life, right? And that's what I realized, then it's a lot more easygoing. Oh, so little stress, so little emotional baggage, so little drama, because you're like, well, hey, just a fucking movie, and this is just an act in the movie. You're like, this is just what's happened, and now I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to play this role now, okay? And you don't take life so seriously. You don't take yourself so seriously. It's going to be gone in an instant anyway, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the attitude to have. And again, it might seem like a heartless kind of nihilistic type of attitude, but it is the reality. And it's the best way, the best viewpoint that will serve you. Okay, so now to address some of the specific things here, okay, just to go through some of the things that you've talked about, I think overarching, what I just told you is most important. But okay, the uses of substance of porn to numb pain. I've got videos on breaking pornography, breaking addiction, and pornography in general. It's something that you can overcome. It's something that I overcame, right? I'll admit that, even though it's it's not something that's very popular to admit. But most guys are struggling with this. But it is possible to be completely liberated from that because of a mindset shift. And I'll leave you to that video to check that out. Okay, as far as the thing of your girlfriend wanting to change you, well, okay, here's the thing. She shouldn't want to have to change you, and you shouldn't want to have to change her. And if you've got that mindset and you're like, oh, well, I should have changed, no. That's never going to work. It's never good. So when you set yourself up in the future for a relationship, be and own who you are. Right now, you're not your final fucking form. Okay, your final form will be much greater than what you are right now. But where you are right now is totally acceptable. Right? We all have to start. Like, I was just doing a video and I was talking about this idea of like when you're an infant, when you're a fucking baby, you don't say, whoa, that's my final form and that's what I am. I'm just a fucking baby. No, you expect to grow, and you don't look at a baby and like, oh, you fucking suck. You can't even walk. You can't even feed yourself. You're just you're a pathetic piece of shit. Right? You need to change. No, you're like, okay, you're where you are right now. Love you right now, but you're gonna grow. Right? Now, if you had someone that like just insisted on staying a baby, then you'd be like, okay, this is not going to work out here, right? But you're growing, right? You're changing. Don't change for someone else. Change for yourself. Change because that is your destination in life, that you have chosen that path, and you want to go down that path because that's for you. Okay, so I know you're already kind of cued into this concept because you said that you want to focus more on yourself. Focusing on yourself is okay, but focus on it for the right reasons, right? Become greater, reach your potential, right? Try and change the world by helping other people reach their potential, right? Become, an expression of your love, of your creativity, of your power into the world, so that you can actually make an impact. Like, come from that perspective, as opposed to, I just want to get what I fucking want, right? If you give enough people what they want, Zig Ziglar quote, you will get what you want, okay? Now, if we go on a little bit further here, you talked about this idea that you need time to fix the addiction. Hopefully we can fix that with some of those videos. And then you said that she's dating her best friend, okay? She's dating her best friend. Guess what fucking happened? It wasn't her best friend, right? Like, he made it out of the little orbiter circle, or, basically, like, if the guy was a friend with the girl, you should have known this ahead of time. Like, if you have a girlfriend or, significant other, and they have a male friend, best friend, you got to stop that shit. You got to be like, look, not that you can control people, but you got to be like, look, I'm not a fucking cuckold or a fucking whatever this shit is. I don't do it, right? So it's fine, it's cool. You can do whatever you want. I'm not gonna tell you what to do in life, but this is not what I don't do it. So we're not doing this, right? Like, you and I, not. Okay, you got to set boundaries. Okay, there's a really good book on this, which I did a review on, called Boundaries. It's a very highly theological book. I'm warning you ahead of time, but it's a good book, so you should read this book. And if you want to ignore the theology, that's fine. All right, but my point is this: is that learn this lesson. Learn this lesson. Guys and girls are not platonic friends. I'm not saying that there's not any small exception of that, but as a man, okay, you need to look for these fucking signals, right? You need to be able to say, oh look, ha, radar, my girlfriend has her best friend is a dude. Yeah, not playing that game. Homie, don't play that. I already been slapped around by that one before, right? Doesn't mean you're an asshole. It doesn't mean you're a jerk. It just means that you address that shit, right? You say, hey, look, okay, what's going on? Like, this is not something that I find acceptable. It's just my boundaries. It's just my principle. This is how I live my life. If you can't accept that, that's cool. It's fine. It's awesome. But, I can't tolerate it. Like, I'm not going to be part of this because I know, right? And so it's just a matter of knowing, right? And you're 17, you're young, you haven't experienced this, but you're way ahead of where I was at 17, I'm sure, and you're going to grow and you're going to develop. But remember, again, the key thing here is that it's all fucking gravy. You want to get over this girl, you want to move on with your life, you got to see everything that comes into your life as a fucking blessing, as gravy, and when it comes out, it goes out, right? And I could tell you the whole speech if there's other girls and go, and find some other girl and stuff, and that's true, do that, of course, but the more important concept, the stoic concept here, is this concept of letting things be counted as a loss already, like accepting that things come and go out of your life. And that's going to carry you much further than just this girl in life. It's going to make you much more resilient and much more self-reliant and not subject to the winds of change and fate, okay? And that's a much more important skill set to develop in life. All right, that's all I got for you today. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click the subscribe button below. I know this says that every single video. I wish you guys could fucking double subscribe. I know some of you would, likes or shares if you're already subscribed. But make sure you click the bell as well so you don't miss any of the videos that come out. There's a lot of videos that come out. I know it, but you don't want to miss them, so click the bell. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.